Hang on a second. Hello? Hello and welcome to the unbagging of the Zildjian S. These guys are B12 alloy. They don't currently make a 15-inch hi-hat, so I'm making a homemade pair. This is a Zildjian S thin crash that I just bought new from the Cascio Interstate Musician guys. Now this is thin. I don't have a gram weight on it, but what I'm going to do is I'm putting it over a 15-inch 2002 19... Oh, I always thought this was a 76. I guess it's a 79. I must have been looking it upside down. But a 79 black label 2002 sound edge bottom. Okay? I put rivets in it. I thought it'd be kind of cool. This was back in the day, before I realized that maybe I devalued it a little by putting rivets in it. But Mick Fleetwood used to do that, and I always really loved Mick Fleetwood's drumming. You should hear him playing shuffles back in the day, man. Out of hand. Really. When Fleetwood Mac was a blues band. Hang on. So you can see that. Woo, woo. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on. Put this on. Come on now. All right. Sorry. All right. So, I'm putting on with my CNC drum key of yore from the 60s. Not related to the CNC drum company of today. It's like a Ludwig Stayset key, I think only better. Okay? Looks a lot like, actually, Sherry Willoughby actually made one of those babies. Sandcast a bunch about 10 years ago. Kind of modeled on this. She's married to Kenwood Denard, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so this is it. Let's see if it, right off the bat, that was sounded promising. All right, hang on. Let's see. So this is my Zildjian S Series, B12 alloy, thin crash on top, over a Paiste 2002 1979 black label sound edge bottom. Hang on. Ooh. Oh my God, I knew it. I knew that would sound great. It has a little more of a 602 sound edge. 602 sound edges were a different animal. When Paiste first came out with the 602 sound edge, the only sound edge you get was 602s. So if you went to the store and said, I would like a pair of Paiste sound edge hi-hats, they'd give you 602s. So they didn't, 2002s weren't around yet. So of course B12 alloy is closer to B20 than B8 is. So what I'm going to do just for fun is I'm going to throw this over I'm getting that baby off. Oh my God. I'm putting that there. And I'm putting on here, this is the Giant Beat, the current, since 2000, 2005 Giant Beat reissues. This is a top hi-hat. I'm putting this on the bottom just for a minute, okay? I think these are about the same weight. Gram-wise, well, any unit that you might do. But I have a feeling this will sound tremendous as well. Let's see. A little warmer. Warmer isn't the word. Not my preference. But I have a feeling these would sound terrific. Let's see. I should shut up. Tighten it. Good. All right. Yeah. You know what it is? Part of my thing is my and to me it's really more that I have the B8. I know that's a B8 sound edge bottom, but I'm not really digging the top on the bottom. Maybe I can get a thicker. Where's my bottom to this baby? Floating around here somewhere. Well, let's just put you there. All right, I'm just gonna take a quick look for the bottom. Bottom, 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 biddly bottom, bottom, biddly bottom, bottom. Oh! What the hell is this? Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm such a skull. I forgot I had this. This is a 15-inch bottom New Beat. Ooh, somebody gave me this. God love them. So I'm going to I have a feeling this will sound really good. And if I had a 602 medium bottom here, I'd put it on, but I don't have one handy. So I'm going to put this over already seems delicious. Let's see here, though. Ooh. Hang on, let's see. Well, that's open. That's pretty wide, though. Hang on. Sorry. All right, there we go. God, my technique is for Gestalt Mahacon. Actually, they sound marvelous. Wow. Damn! You know what would be great? This New Beat Bottom is about 1,550 grams, though. I'd be really curious to hear what this would sound like if I had maybe like a 1,200 gram bottom. Wow, that's a winner. But so far, hang on, let me try and find my Giant Beat bottom. My Giant Beat, that's the top. Remember the top that I had at the bottom. Now I'm looking for the bottom to put on the bottom. So we'll have B12 over B8, as opposed to right now B12 over B20. Hang on. Oh, good news! Good news! Good news! Good news! Come on! All right. Hang on. I have various bottoms with which to put it. All right. Right now I'm removing the New Beat, the Zildjian, probably from the last. It's not. This isn't one of the redesigns. This is one probably from year. Boy, that's heavy. Just before the redesigns. It looks so 602-y though. All right, so what I'm putting on now, gosh, drat it, floopards, is the bottom. So here's the bottom that goes with that top. So there's a B8 Giant Beat bottom with the Zildjian S Series B12 alloy top. Let's see how this sounds. Let's see if this sounds original Giant Beaty in tone. Remember, if you get a good pair of the original late 60s, late into the 70s Giant Beats, 15-inch hats, there's kind of nothing like them. They rule. All right. Let's see. Remember, we're mixing alloys here. Oh, that smoke's putting the thinner B8 top Giant Beat that was on the bottom made him sound too boxy. So this guy is about 1,000 grams, whereas this guy in the bottom now is about 1,200 grams. Oh my God! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do believe the next wave in hi-hat doom is mixing alloys. Seriously. Be like, get our B8 top with a B20 bottom. Or a B15. You know, there's going to be optimal combos. See, Meinl's in a position to do that too, because they're the closest to Paiste with successfully utilizing other alloys than B20. But Paiste still is the guru. Eric Paiste, if you ever want to chat again, please let me know. Oh, why am I taking that off? This one's staying on top. All right, so I'm going now. Oh, sorry, the Giant Beat bottom that I had on here, the reissue bottom, is I had on the bottom, is 1260 gram. Okay, boy, if this stack falls over, I'm going to have several green babies. All right, so now I'm putting on what I had said before is an 1146 505 bottom, medium bottom. Remember, these, you can't go wrong with the 505 medium hi-hats. Remember, essentially, they're original giant beats that are just laid like a 505. All right. If anybody tells you otherwise, tell them I said that right. All right, so here we go. So remember, this is the S Series thin crash Zildjian top with an 1146 gram 505 medium bottom. That sounds great. It does, but I prefer the 1260 gram giant beat bottom to this. Maybe just because it's a little heavier. Alrighty then. So it's too bad that the Zildjian folks don't make an S series like medium crash. God's a long story. I did call up Zildjian. I said, you guys really should make a 15-inch pair of hats. I did. I mean, I love Paiste and everything, but if I hear something good, I want it. Maybe if they make it, you know what I mean? Maybe they'll special make it on. Maybe. All right, so now I'm going to put a Paiste Alpha. This is the original series Alpha. Well, it's the original logo, although I think it's technically the second version bottom. And this baby's 1153. Get in the hole. You know what part of the problem is this thingy down here that goes on, it isn't quite, it's got to be more to the girth of the actual hole. All right, so here we go. I still think, I can just tell but right now that I think the giant beat bottom is the winner. Hang on. Yeah, that's good though. But I'll tell you, I'm serious. So anyway, my point was with the Zildjian the Zildjian people. I did call them. Somebody actually called me back. I said, you guys really have a 15-inch pair of these S hats. You know why? Because I'd like a 15-inch pair of these S hats. And he's like, well, yeah, I don't know. The guy actually said to me, I swear to God, he said, we don't even make a 15-inch now, so we wouldn't even be able to. And at the time, this was early on when I first learned of these things. I didn't know they made a 15-inch thin crash. So I very easily, if I knew, I'd have been like, what are you talking about, dude? You work for Zildjian. You do make a 15. I don't know. But you get that in all companies. It's not just Zildjian. All right, so this is a Formula 602, okay? I'm not sure if this was originally a top or a bottom 15. There is a crack in it that I drilled out, but I'm putting this on the bottom, okay? This is 1033. So far, if you recall, there really does seem to be something magical. Definitely with this B12 S Series thin crash to the top, with the 1260 gram giant beat bottom on bottom. Also to the 15-inch 1979 Soundage 2002 sounded great on the bottom. And now I'm putting on a Formula 602, probably 1970, we'll call it. Okay, again, there's a little crack in. What can you do? It's 1,033 grams. You can tell sometimes how it sounds if you just go like this. I think that sounds pretty tasty. Tasty. Gosh damn it. Why does that keep ending up so gargantuan? So, there we go. All right, let's see how this sounds. Anyway, so I said to this fella at Zildjian, I forget what the hell his name was, nice guy, but you could tell he probably didn't play drums. I said, why don't you guys just pair? Well, I honestly said to him, if you guys could pair a thinner top with a medium bottom, like if you don't have the hi-hats up and running, just sort of make a homemade pair of new beats. So take like a rock 15-inch crash, if they made them, on the bottom, and then like a regular whatever weight on the top, just 2 different weights, and see how they sound. And that's when he said to me, we don't even make 15s. I don't know. Ooh. So far the winners to me seem to be the 1100-ish and the 11. I don't even have the weight on it. The 2002 1979 B8 allloy Soundage bottom. The giant beat reissue bottom, that's 1260, and then this 602 1033 bottom seem to be the winners. Oh my God. Josh, this is for you, baby. I told my friend Josh Westbrook, one of the Bonzoleum fans and subscribers, that I think this would be great. I'm telling you, don't get me wrong. I love all, like, you can't necessarily say you love one company and you hate the other. You know what I mean? The only thing that did used to bug me about Zildjian is they used to blow so much shit to Paiste over the whole cast versus non-cast thing. That was below the... But that's just not... It's not fair. It's not right. That's disingenuous. You know what I mean? So, then you can look that up. I don't even want to get into it. But, so, wait, hang on. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting the other Alpha band. Boy, that almost went down. I almost dropped that baby. This one's 1134. What was the other Alpha I put on there? Anyone remember the weight? Gosh darn it. 1153. 1134. So this one is just a teeny bit lighter. I think that'll work. Let's see. Sounds kind of cool. So let me know what your order of preference is in the sound. That's great too. I'm not, of course I'm not a jazz guy. I should say a jazz person. I would say that in order of what I really dug was the S Series on top, because it's been on top the whole time here, with the 2002 Sound Edge on the bottom, and the Formula 602 regular 1033. So the Giant Beat, I think the 2002 Sound Edge is in the 1140 gram range, if I remember. Okay, so the Sound Edge B8 allay 1979 2002 bottom, and also too, which was great, was the 602 1033 gram bottom, which is B20. And then also too, the New Beat was great, but that New Beat bottom is 1,560 grams. That's heavy as hell for a bottom. I mean, even on the redesigned A's, those New Beats are still just a little heavy. They should make light hi-hats again. Maybe they do. I don't know. So it's a winner. So I would, if anybody, seriously, it's great sounding. Again, I do think I have to give some props to Zildjian, that I think they... I know I hate to say it, but I think they kind of finally Zildjian on their lower line stuff that they'd always make out of sheet. Literally the same process that Paiste uses to make their cymbals. B8 alloy, or they started B12, the ZHT, a few years ago, which these are almost like the redesigned ZHTs, kinda, you could say. Again, I don't know why the hell they used, I'm going to leave this on here, why they used S. We all remember the scimitar horse show. Seriously, Zildjian could have called these the... something. Just come up with a different name, and they could charge twice what they charge for them easily. They're very giant beady. In fact, somebody made a good point. Who was it? Was it Dag or was it FNLN or somebody in the live chat I just did? Where they're like, Terry, maybe Eric Paiste and the guys now think that you maybe helped Zildjian along to make these. That is not true. That is not true, but I could see, I'm telling you, I'm such a skull. I'm just I don't know. Seriously, I was just talking to Eric. I was trying to give him advice. My whole point was this, I'll just tell you. With the Chinese companies making much better and better stuff, we're talking cymbals. Most of it's B20 alloy, which especially puts Zildjian and Sabian at risk. Remember, Paiste does B15 and B8 especially wonderfully, so they're not at risk. But the point I was trying to make to Eric Paiste, remember the president and namesake of the company, was that they had an advantage. That's essentially what I was trying to say to Eric, but I think in the manner which I was doing it, I know I look like a buffoon, but I'm actually pretty smart. I think he thought I was a spook for another company. I did. I do. That's what I think. Which, Eric, I'm not. You know what I mean? Seriously, I should have, you know what I might do? I think I'm going to leave the Giant Beat bottom. I said, my favorites on the bottom were the 602, 1033 gram underneath the S Series B12, thin crash top, 15-inch. And then more or less on the same plane of my favorite was the Giant Beat reissue bottom at 1,260 grams. The Formula 2002 Soundedge 1979 at about, I think, 1,160. And then, of course, those three. 2002 B8 allloy Soundedge bottom, the Formula 602 B20 at 1033 on the bottom, and this one, the Giant Beat bottom on the bottom, which I'm going to leave on the bottom. Did I say I'm going to leave that on the bottom? To everybody, listen, thank you so much. I'm glad at least some people enjoy my videos. I know I'm a pain in the ass. Oh, God. Seriously. God, that sounds good, man. I got to tell you, I knew that it'd sound great. I was going to actually try and find a ZHT, you know, like the pitch black, Zildjian pitch black, like 10 or 12 years ago. They were made out of B12, the same alloy as the ZHT, but they were painted black. There was kind of like Zildjian, you know, Zildjian copies Paiste all the time. I mean, companies will copy each other, but I think it finally dawned on Zildjian to copy like the numerous lines and the shininess and everything of Paiste. Which leads me into another thing I was talking to Eric Paiste about, which I think that annoyed him. But I don't know. Look, Eric, I love you, baby. You know I do. It was great talking to you. We used to have chats. They were like fireside chats for like 2 weeks. And then it all went to hell in a handbag, you know? But it's not, I'm telling you. Anyway. Listen, I hope this was helpful. I can't wait to play them in a video when I set my drums up here very soon. We have a little more rain coming tomorrow, so that's why I'm not putting everything up. Sincerely, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, my Bonzoleum channel, it's easy. Down here in this corner, you see that pinkish purple eye-catching button that says subscribe. If you click on that, you'll subscribe. I'm about 500 away from 50,000 subscribers, which is nice. I'm one of the only non-millennials who... Anyway, thank you so much. Again. Ooh. And then here's my indie snare. My Ludwig New Sonics. And my indie. I got this baby tuned up a little better. I put a new head on an old Ludwig head. Well, they don't make heads anymore, I think, Ludwig. Or at least in-house. Does that sound good? Now, if I deaden it a little. Hang on. About right here. I'd put the tone control right here if I had one. K-T-U-R-B-A-Y 9 S-S-A-T-T-U-A-I. Thank you for watching. More videos on the way. Thank you. Oh, George and I and Paiste Bob are getting together Tuesday. Okay, so that'll be great. We'll get hopefully a live chat and a video out of it. And don't forget, PFOZ, People's Front of Zeppelin, are cranking out videos. They just did Pat's Delight yesterday. Okay, Pat's Delight on PFOZ. Pat's Delight is what Moby Dick. It's the John Bonham drum solo he did before it was Moby Dick. George and the guys, George kills it. You got to check it out. I'll put the end screen here for it, a link for it again. Again, please subscribe to PFOZ and to Bonzology, but also to Bonzoleum. Thank you very much.